Good morning. It is Monday, September 15th. A miracle has happened. Kyle and I are both back at home in our studios to do a show for you. It's the Automotive State of the Union. Today we're talking about legacy and Elon and grocery choices.
Wow.
To bring it back with a vengeance.
This is, you know what, this is my favorite because I feel like once a quarter I have to talk about brain games. And so this is my once a quarter, story
episode.
So,
okay. I love that.
This is the episode. Dude, can you believe it? This is the longest, I think, ever.
Without a doubt.
That you and I have gone without being in these seats with these backgrounds, with this mic.
Been 3 weeks.
Out, doing a show, talking about the morning, 3 whole weeks. Wild.
I know it. And I'll tell you what, I love how we get the show out every single day, thanks to our producer, Nathan, who is also not in his office today. He's in Nashville today. It's in your neck of the woods. We got people everywhere right now. But the variety of people we get to have on the show when things, the schedules are changed. We get to have a lot of industry partners. We get to have a lot of dealers, a lot of people like Steve Greenfield, who just always drops some stuff. We got to cover live and in-person events. We were at the NAMAD in Vegas. We were at the NCM Family and Friends in Missouri. You guys had a good effect on that stadium, by the way, when you were there.
That was the thing. The stadium was cool. And not just that, but I feel like we dropped the juju that said these. You dropped enough juju.
That was a great.
Don't tell anybody that's what we actually came to do last week, but it's fine. It's fine.
So it's great, but it feels great to be back in this seat. I know.
I texted Paul yesterday for all of you listening. I said the whole NFL thanks you.
Yes, like on behalf of the whole NFL, thank you. The old gif of the old guy, much obliged, But look, lot's been going on. We are officially, not officially out of summer yet, but I feel like we're officially into the fall season. Like pumpkin spice is fully in place. I was watching, pumpkin spice commercials during the football game yesterday. Like we're in it, man.
We're totally in pumpkin.
You don't do pumpkin spice, do you?
But it's okay.
You do pumpkin spice?
I don't pumpkin spice. You kidding me?
Whoa. Okay. Easy.
Don't give me that.
Easy. Okay. Do you pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin spice. I love pumpkin pie.
Okay. Pumpkin pie and a creme of coffee go really, really well together.
Whoa. Look, anything in a creme of coffee goes great. I'm just telling you right now.
We're getting things fired back up in September. We have our next DeSoto Edge webinar coming up. Best dealership cost reduction targets. How can you save some money? This is Doug Austin of Strategic Source and our good friend Matthew Haken of Prestige Auto Collection in the Northeast. I guess he's in New Jersey, New York.
Yep.
Check it out Wednesday, September 24th. So is that next Wednesday?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Week and a half. My gosh, I'm trying to push the month forward too fast. The best part is you can just go to asotu.com right now, sign up so you don't forget. You can be there live or get the recording and be a part of all that stuff. We'll talk about some other stuff tomorrow, but I think we've gone long enough. Let's talk about some news. Last week at its 100th anniversary Congress, Automotive News celebrated legacy while tackling the industry's most pressing challenges from EV adoption to geopolitical threats. So here's a little summary of what happened. We've never been there. We've never been invited. I know. We got to get
maybe we will one day. That's how we know we've made it. Centennial Awards went to GM's Mary Barra and Hyundai's Euisun Chung for transformational leadership. Chung addressed the ICE worker raid in South Korea, which has been all over the news, signaling cross-governmental cooperation, saying, I hope we can make together a better system for that. So, obviously,
the ICE worker raid in Georgia.
What did I say?
You said South Korea. They don't have ICE over there.
They don't. But it was tied to South Korean workers, and it was in Georgia, U.S. Yes. Mary Barra emphasized EV commitment despite headwinds, saying, "quote From an EV perspective, that is still our North Star."
So interesting.
Yeah. Industry insiders warned of China's dominance. EV share grew from 6% to 50% in 5 years, while foreign brands lost half of their market share. Asbury CEO David Holt called fixed ops the backbone of the dealership, with aging vehicles and tech shifts fueling long-term growth, saying that he is, quote, really bullish on the next 6 to 10 years. So it sounds like a lot of people from everywhere weighing in all in one room. That's a cool room to be in.
That's a great room to be in. I have a couple notes on this one. One, I think, many of the publics and the large dealer groups would back David Holt's sentiments here, seeing this next 6 to 10 years as a positive growth period for retail automakers or retail automotive.
and knowing that fixed ops is still a big deal, and there's so much attention and focus on it that there maybe wasn't in the first 20 years of this century. So I love to see that. The other piece is got to hang out with Paul DeVries last week, also Alan Cooper, who's in Australia most of the year, and both of them pointing to the same thing that these industry insiders are looking at, the same thing that Steve Greenfield had on his radar earlier this summer, that China's dominance is something to be aware of. You look at the stuff that's happening in Europe, what Paul DeVries was pulling up, and the data, the way that they're pressing in, the way that even Alan Cooper was saying, like there are manufacturers already trailing off, and these vehicles on the road that are sitting there without people to do the work on them. There's so many things to be aware of what may or may not come into the US. And it's just something that I think, more and more people are tuning their minds to. And I'm proud that it was actually, mentioned at an event like this with so many eyes on it.
That's right. Front and center. Speaking of EVs in the future.
Stop. Segue.
Time. It's like a first proper segue in a while.
On it and all that,
Ooh, Tesla stock surging after Elon Musk disclosed a nearly $1 billion stock buy, calming investor nerves amid political distractions and sagging EV demand. He bought 2.75 million shares on Friday, spending between $372 and $396 for each share. Tesla shares jumped over 8% in pre-market trading today, continuing a late week rally. Despite the 2% year-to-date dip, the stock is on pace for its third straight daily gain. Investor concerns had grown, obviously, over Musk's political focus, and a combination of that and waning EV demand. Tesla chair Robin Delholm pushed back, saying, quote, Elon is back front and center at the company. So we'll see if that's true. You spend $1 billion on stock in the company you think are going to go up. You make it public, PR play, or actual confidence. I'm sure he's got confidence in his company. But
I'm telling you what, and the thing is bumping again this morning in open market trading. I mean, it just took off. It's taken, if you watch the stock, it's jumped up a few times. Obviously, the question that the board had as they were presenting his new plan a couple weeks ago was, hey, are you in? It took that type of plan for him to say, yes, I am in. And now he's kind of like deepening that commitment with the stock buy. Hey, look, couple things. One, there's enough money in the world. So if you ever got questions whether or not there's enough money in the world, go get you some. But I think that this is key for Tesla and for the organization as a data company, as a tech company, as a mobility company, thinking about like, how do we do the net new thing? I look at companies like an Apple without Steve Jobs at the helm, right? And you can only run so long with innovative thought. You look at the Apple event last week and it was just like bigger camera, bigger battery, bigger, longer life. And you're not seeing these like wild technology differences.
Worse interface.
And a worse interface. And CEO and Elon being CEO is the thing there's just enough crazy there to do something bold and ridiculous. And I think him being back at the helm, putting his money where his mouth is, it's going to be a wild ride this next year.
Yeah, I can't say anything else to that. Speaking of a wild ride.
Stop. Segue.
Time. A new survey is revealing grocery shoppers are overwhelmed by too many choices, and now treat food labels like vehicle window stickers. I love the relationship. 36% of Americans report aisle anxiety triggered by too many options in crowded stores. Shoppers are spending an average of 4 minutes per item, with 71% trying to be more intentional. However, retailers like Trader Joe's and Aldi loved that. Combat choice paralysis by limiting SKUs per category. So they've only got a couple options, couple items. Certifications also matter. 40% of research products for health, ethics, and sustainability, but many confuse terms like natural and organics, like what actually is going on there. Jamie Horst, Traditional Medicine's chief purpose officer, said, when consumers see a trusted certification, it's like a shortcut to feeling good about their decision.
We talk about selection and, kind of like option anxiety quite a bit. We talk about it online. We talk about it when ordering a new vehicle from an OEM. We talk about it in manufacturing complexity and pricing. And I think this is just another indicator. And we know this is the truth, but sometimes you need to see the basic level, prime level examples of it. And in the grocery stores, they're saying, when you have 20 options for a product, it makes it hard to choose one, even when you have 10. But if you have 2 or 3 or 4, it makes it a lot easier. It lowers the anxiety, and I bet you actually buy more. And
the pace at which we can make it through an Aldi is obscene. As a family with 3 kids, like, we will go into Aldi with 5 people. We will not go into Kroger with 5 people. It's just not worth it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we come out with 4 people.
Yeah, probably. That's how it goes.
I know. Well, Costco's got the same play, right? It's like there's a level of curation where it's like we're going to have one of the things. I mean, Costco probably has the fewest options per product. I'm going to guess.
That's true.
You know, but
yeah, mostly.
I mean, a lot of the stuff is like, here, you need this, but it's not just groceries, right? It's like other housewares and dishes, and you need a garden hose or whatever. But I think we can learn a lot from this in simplifying our offerings, even when it comes to F&I, even when it comes to anything where a service, when you're presenting consumers with an option for 1, 2, or 3, as clear and as minimal as you can make it. I know we have this desire to like put more things on there, like, oh, well, one of these things on this 20 bullet list will get their attention. You probably don't need that. Actually going to sell more if you make it clean and make the decision easier, because the brain is naturally wired when it's confused, it actually withdraws.
Yep.
Just natural wiring. You can't get around it. And we see this also, like,
you is a real thing. Yeah.
Well, you do a lot of work too in AutoGenius with a lot of just like what happens when people have to take time. What happens when time starts to tick, right? And what happens when time starts to tick? What do people do?
They get out. They're gone.
Find something else to do.
They find something else to do. Decision anxiety, like time anxiety, all of those things are realities. And so when you think about shortening the time to yes, decreasing the options, making a clear path, and recommended selling, absolutely has to be the way, especially in auto when it's a big purchase and the question marks are even bigger.
That's right. And also, I'm sure this applies to when we're going through those like phone trees, like when you're calling in, right? Fewer options there would be better.
3,
hey, Nathan
4,
in the back
5.
is nodding. So like, I forget what number 2 was. Just read them again, I guess.
1000% yes.
Oh, I hate decision trees.
But look, the bottom line is there's probably something in your store or in your organization that you can do right now to minimize selection and actually help people make a better decision faster and say yes. We hope you say yes to taking care of the people this week. We're so glad to be back in the office and with you. We're going to be here with you every day this week. Make sure you tune in. Go to asotu.com and get the morning email as well.